Stupid.
Welcome to Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome to Fly Nubian Money, where we help you to master your mindset and maximize your money. Today, we're talking about growing division in this country and why it's costing us all more than we really realize. It started with Target posting an image of a black boy doll. They didn't have anything else, guys, just a black boy doll. The comment section quickly turned very racist. And once you see that, you start noticing the same behavior everywhere. People harassing strangers, people questioning who belongs, everyday moments turning into conflict. So the real question is, where is this behavior taking us? Because division breaks trust, it kills collaboration, and weakens our ability to build together. And while we're fighting each other, opportunities, they pass us by. Now, today is also Friday. Here we are in December 2025. What are we doing? We're still participating in the blackout. We are making sure that we are spending our money only on our community and within our businesses. And we're going to make sure the other corporations, such as Target, because they're trying really hard. They don't know what to do with themselves right now, putting black dolls out, bringing black people in, but we boycotting it. And we're still showing them that our money still matters. So if you're still a part of this blackout with us, go ahead and put that hashtag blackout in the comments, because Lala's still ride or dying, and I will never step foot in those places ever again. But I have a beautiful panel today. I have all my queens here. And this topic can get a little heavy, and we may be going in some directions that sometimes y'all may not want to hear, but we definitely want to hear your comments as well. So my royal panel today is Ilana Spivey, insurance broker to the stars, in her beautiful and calming blue. We have Micah, the creator, AI expert and owner of herpayday.com. We have Mary Dean, our sunshine Mary Dean, Esquire at thewallstreetlawyer.com. And you have little old me, Lala Key, singing international real estate agent. And y'all, when I say singing is what keeps me calm, I've been singing all day. This was one of the topics that kind of weighed heavy on me today, because it's just so telling about our country, and it's pretty upsetting. And here we are. We've put up the picture of the doll. If you don't mind, let's pull that up again. Because the doll is actually adorable. That is just cute. I think that's adorable. So look, someone has already started. So they didn't even say what this was, but let's pull up now some of these comments. And then ladies, I'm going to get your thoughts on this. So this is the first comment. Oh, so cute. He's waiting for his dad to come back from 7-Eleven and getting his first warrant. Father, not included. Does it come with a warrant? And then once again, this is the one that talks about 7-Eleven. And then Emilio, which is probably, and if you notice, look at all the profile pics of all these, kind of tells you quite a lot. Douchebag doll. And one says, does he come with a vape? We have always said that representation matters. And it does. It definitely does, and especially for our children. So this really bothered me today when I have a son And I've always told him that he was handsome. He could do anything that he wanted to do. He was smart, and he grew up that way. He has seen some mean things, but he heard the positive words from me at home. But these seem to be a little more heavier than what I grew up in my time. And we're in that middle period where it was common to hear a lot of things, but then kind of like when we were growing up, 55, I'm 55, some of those kind of backed up a little bit, but then now here they are alive again. So ladies, my first question to you, and I'm going to start with you, Mary. What is your first reaction when you saw these comments on the doll? Can't hear you.
I was muted like I was good. Shock and then not shock. Shock because it's like, how can people just be so freaking cruel? I mean, it's one thing to think the thought and then to think the thought and actually pick up your phone and type those comments out and share that disgusting thought is just, it's a whole nother level of no. And then the next thought is, I guess I'm really not surprised. Stop being naive, girl.
No, I agree. I agree. It's always a factor like this is 2025 and we're still doing this, and then you go, but did you really expect anything else? Right?
Yeah.
What about you, Yolanda? What was your thoughts about the comments on the doll?
Okay, this may sound a little bit cryptic, but I laughed. The comments had me, I'm so sorry. They had me tickled. They had me straight up tickled because I don't expect nothing else from these people. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just white people. It's just a lot of other people, because it wasn't just white people up there making those comments. It was other races of people. I'm just not shocked. When they look at us collectively in this society, they're looking at us on television, especially in the music industry. This is what's represented. So they are only responding to what they think of us and think of young Black men. That's it. They're just responding. But the reason why I can laugh is because I know that's not representative of the men I'm around. So it's comical to me. So I don't take offense to it, actually. It's just showing their own little insecurities and their own little perceptions and their own little minds. That's all it's showing.
I think that's a great way to look at it. But I also want to mention the internet is a very, very healthy place for cowards.
It is. Gangsters.
Because if you looked at any of these, and I did go back and look at some of these people who commented, went back, and they're bots. You can tell a lot of them are bots. You can tell a lot of them, some of them were definitely true people, but those are ignorant people. We know that they're ignorant people, and they feel emboldened by what's going on in our government today because it's coming straight down from the top. But, you also have to take into account that people are being paid to keep this division going. Now, AI
came out.
They really are. So Micah, I want to hear your thoughts on that because you're in these internet streets. You're with the AI. You understand how everything goes with that. So I would love to hear your thoughts on what these comments were that you saw on this post.
Yeah, I personally, when I saw the comments, am not necessarily offended. And the reason why is because I tend to look at the mindsets of like all of our cultures, honestly, right? And the internet is a vast place, especially for cowards. And what I've noticed across the internet, whether it was us or the Latino community or the Asian community or Caucasian community or whichever, I've seen everyone take some part in some way, shape, form, or fashion in doing, just like low blows or low jabs that were, racially motivated or whatnot. And when you think, if you take a moment just to think, like, why does somebody participate in behavior like this? Ignorance, fear, immaturity. And of course, at the same time, those are just the thoughts of an ignorant few who wanted to feel a part of a certain club at a moment, right? I'm pretty sure there were lots of comments on there, and there might have been some comments defending, or even kind of speaking against like those nasty comments that did come out. And so those are just kind of what do you call it, like keyboard warriors, just kind
Yeah.
of like looking for a moment in the sun or whatever. So when I see something like that, I just think to myself, oh, what a poor soul. You
Thank
know,
you.
what an unevolved person.
Thank
That's
you.
so sad. You've got to be totally just miserable in your life to see a Black child doll and to just figured you're going to type something like that in the atmosphere. Did that make you feel better about what you're going through right now? I hope so.
It does,
I
though.
feel sorry for them.
It
Exactly.
does make them feel better.
Yeah.
It does make right. Exactly,
It does
Mary.
make them
It
feel
does
better.
make
I
you feel
saw
better.
something this morning because I've been really contemplating that, thinking about that, because you see that in all kind of groups, hierarchies. I don't care. Family circles, community circles, the world at large, where people who don't feel superior to someone would try to tear them down to make themselves feel better.
That's all it is. That's all it is. They do not feel good about themselves. So the next thing they're going to do is try to rip you down, tear you down, so that they can feel good. And they do feel good afterward. They feel like, oh yeah, I done
Until
did.
they get caught, because a lot of the times when they get called out, they go straight into a shell. But let me tell you something else I saw today, which was very, very interesting. It is a Korean American young lady who is a singer and a producer, and she called out her culture with all this K-pop that they're doing.
Oh, I saw that.
She said, fight me, because all of y'all doing is stealing the Black experience and don't have no Black experience at all. And not only are you stealing their experience, their culture, their look, their everything, you think that you got permission to use the N-word and speak to them as any, and she is getting so much hate from her own community, and she is calling them out. And no matter how much we call people out, it's still going to be there. But I do still think it's our responsibility to call it out when we see it. Silence is not golden with this. I'm sorry, what did you say, Yolanda?
I'm sorry, Lala. I was going to say there's a word, the N-word they use in K-pop all the time, and they're singing it all the time. And they're not telling the audience that they're actually saying the N-word. And someone spoke out and said, and they said, oh no, it means this. And they said, no, it doesn't mean that. It actually means nigga. And they are saying that to you guys, nigga. It's a negative connotation on the N-word that they're using in K-pop, but everybody's singing it, thinking that it doesn't. They don't know what it means. They do not know what it means. So.
Well, I have to speak on Portugal because y'all know I'm always over there and back and forth. When I go into the grocery in Portugal, when I go to a club in Portugal, they on the radio, they don't distinguish none of that. Some of the things that they play on the radio there, I'm like, there's babies in the store, but they have no holdback of playing that at all. So, it's really interesting how they always want to take everything but the damn struggle.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is true.
Who would take the struggle? I'm just saying, I want to get my struggle back if I can.
True, but you don't have a right to appropriate somebody else's and then claim that it to be yours. We've seen that ever since from the beginning. But we have to take a quick break. This is a really good conversation. I'm going to read some of the comments when we come back. Listen, we're going to take a quick break and a deep breath and drink a Crystal Light, and we'll be right back.
This is a good show right here. But I'm biased. If you are just tuning in, you are watching Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. My name is Tiara Williams. I'm also known as Miss Black Hollywood, and I'm the proud producer of this show because it is lit. If you want to receive notifications for when we go live Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All you have to do is text the word Queens to 87948. That's Queens to 87948. That's QUEENS to 87948. Also, if you want to grow your money and not blow your money, all you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. There's all kinds of resources, there's courses, there's free giveaways. There's just no reason to be broke in 2025. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. Obviously, you don't want to be entertained here. You want to know enough to grow. Wait, I need to put that on a shirt. You got to know to grow. Got to know to grow. So know and grow with flynubianmoney.com.
Why are we divided in America? We're divided because our experiences are unique to us and unlike anyone else's. And our experiences are governed by the groups that we belong to. White, black, Native American, Eskimo, Muslim, Catholic, Protestant, Buddhist, those who wear board shorts at the beach and those who wear Speedos, on and on and on, infinitely varied. And these belongings warp our perceptions of reality. If you doubt this, let me ask you a question. Who discovered the Americas? Your mind immediately goes to Christopher Columbus, does it not? In spite of the fact that you know absolutely when he arrived, people were already here and had been for 10,000 years. We rationalized it away by going, but they were, at first, they were subhuman. Then, as we became more aware of reality, well, they were uncivilized and savage. Well, bullshit. The Mayans had an understanding of celestial mechanics, of written language, music, art, massive cities. They were far more civilized than any fucking European. So no, our belonging to groups warps the truth of life because our experience is limited.
Oh, I love every last bit of that. I loved every last bit of what he said because it's very true. There is power within our communities, but let's face it, it also can also foster division, even when we're not thinking that we are. I'm going to say that there was this beautiful study that they did. Remember, does anybody remember the first Planet of the Apes that came out? You know, they had all the Planet of the Apes and all this stuff came out, and they noticed something in the cafeterias when everyone was still in their costumes. It didn't matter who was underneath the makeup. All the apes sat together. All the orangutans sat together. All of the gorillas sat together. And it didn't matter who was underneath there. It could have been any skin color at all. They naturally gravitated toward one another. And that is a part of us being human. But is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? So, Micah, do you feel that division has gotten worse, or are we just seeing it more because of social media?
Yeah, I actually think that we're just seeing it more. I don't feel like it's gotten worse. I feel like it has stayed the same, like over the years. It's just more prevalent now. And so honestly, like in order for things to really change, division, I guess, continues to stay the same. White supremacy continues to stay the same because people have kind of figured out that it is profitable for them to practice it, right? So until those who are against it start, I guess you could say, releasing campaigns or releasing companies or really releasing real movements to show that it's actually more profitable and more beneficial to actually put diversity and inclusion into real practice, and the data can show that it's different, I don't think anything is going to change, right? Because I've heard people in power say, why would I take this down? Why would I stop practicing it? I am on the winning side. You're the one that wants me to stop because you're losing. And that is how people secretly feel. So me, myself, being an entrepreneur, even in the AI space, it is important for me that when I build companies and when I build brands, that because I believe in diversity and inclusion, that my team has to consist of a diverse team. I have to, make sure that there is inclusion. The branding that I place out, right, is not just showing like one type of a thing. I have to make sure that there's diversity all around. I can't get mad at another company. It's like, well, you're not doing this or whatever. Okay, I'm not going to force you to do that, but that's what I believe in. That's what I want to see out in the planet. So I have that responsibility as a Black female business owner to make sure that I'm practicing the very same things that I'm asking for.
I think that is a very excellent point. But let's kind of stay on that a little bit, okay? Because even with us doing that and really wanting that in our life, sometimes our communities can be just as harsh on one another as outside forces are. So, Mary, do you think that it is fair for us to want to be accepted or to not have these things out there when we ourselves as a community sometimes will bash one another? Meaning, and I'm going to give you an example, is when I grew up, the hardest people on me was Black women, the Black girls.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
You look white, you want to be white, and all I wanted to be was chocolate and a part of them. It was their interpretation of that. How can we expect the world to do that when within our own communities we're doing the same? Do you see this as an issue? Can't hear you.
I had to take a deep breath on that because I am a little heartbroken because of having to be on the other side of that. And if the way, if we had stronger families and we had stronger communities within our own community, we would not give a care, we would not give a rabbit's tail what anybody outside thought of us. And as a matter of fact, if you take a page out of the Jews book, as we know that they've taken a copycat page out of ours, right? The Jewish people, we know that they've stolen our true identity. We are the chosen ones. But if we really all felt like that about each other, and they borrowed from us, so we borrowed their sense of community from them, and the way that they created their own media, and everybody else followed suit, I think that we would be all the wiser. And so it does break my heart. I think that if we were, stop criticizing each other, because I saw a meme this morning, and it really explained that to me in a way that I had never understood it before. But that there's a hierarchy that in the world of competition and survival of the fittest, that's just what it is. And so there are natural gifts that money cannot buy. Clock it, Black people. There are natural gifts that money cannot buy, right? The beauty that we have is because our souls illuminate so vibrantly and bright. We sing, we dance, we run, we jump, we invent, we emote, we do everything so well that they copy and imitate it. Even the Asians doing the K-pop, okay? They copy it and they imitate it and they package it and they sell it. Meanwhile, turning us against one another. And so I believe, instead of worried about them, because it is changing outside. We know it's changing outside because they got a brother with a hoodie for sale at Target. Okay. So it is changing, but I'm not waiting for it to change out there. Why don't we spend our time focusing on changing it in here? Our families are divisive. Our sisterhood amongst each other are divisive because you see your sister who's beautiful and vibrant and bright as competition instead of an ally.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Listen, on that, we're going to take a break and we will be right back.
I know you're busy, you got things to do, and you can't take us on the go with you every single day. Good news for you. We are now on Spotify. So if you can't watch us, now you can listen to us on Spotify. Search Fly Nubian Money and all the episodes shall appear. All you have to do is like, subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, leave some comments, tell people how you love us so that when other people come along and are looking for a great show to watch, they can find Fly Nubian Money too. One last thing, and just in case you've been sitting under a rock, Fly Nubian Money now has an investment club. We are the Fly Nubian Money Club. It's easy. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com, and I am committed to bringing in top experts from all industries to help you level up. They're teaching us the skills that we need to compete in this market. We often say that nobody is coming to save us, not the government, but guess what? We're coming to save us. I'm coming to save you with the Fly Nubian Money Club. So listen, all you have to do again is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com. We have a 30-day free trial set up just for you, just for those people that are struggling. Even if you ain't struggling, you ain't got to struggle. I'm coming. Okay, let me stop playing. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, I am racist.
Are you serious? Or are you?
100%.
So you just don't like white people as a whole?
No, I don't. I grew up in the South. I live in North Carolina, and it's just like the worst thing to be, really.
Isn't it? Should we be judging people based on the content of their character and not the color of their skin?
No, the color of skin is very important.
It is important.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason why I'm talking to people about this, you guys, really quick. By the way, do you agree with her?
Yes, she does. I have a black son. I don't want my son come home with no white woman. At all. He know better.
Do you tell him that?
Yes.
How old's your son?
21.
And he's not allowed to date?
He could date who he want, but they can't come in my house, and I'm not gonna have no parts of it. I don't want no mixed babies. I want a black baby, grandchild. That's what I want.
Yeah.
But other people could do whatever they want to do.
Really quick, do you mind if I one more question? The reason why I'm asking this question is because there's a recent poll that was released, and it asked that question: do you agree or disagree with that statement? It is okay to be white? Only 53% of Black Americans said yes to that poll. Does that surprise you or no?
No. Black people are really racist.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
You seem to disagree with her.
I feel like it's not okay to be racist,
It is okay to be racist.
but white people have made it where it's so easy to be racist. White people has put that foundation down, and it's just normal.
I'm scared of it. I don't care.
Are you scared of me?
Girl.
Yeah, I am racist.
I got too much going on in my head with that. So I'm going to tie that into what Dr. Vibe is asking. And Yolanda, I would love to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on that.
Yeah. So Dr. Vibe said, interesting. What's more important, B1 or diversity?
Ooh.
B1, because we have forced diversity. So it's time for us to learn how to play with each other. I'm sorry. I don't know. Okay.
No, you don't have to be sorry. You're absolutely correct. Okay, first in regards to that question, okay? Yes, B1 first. I think that as Black people, one thing that we have never developed, because we tried to do it so many times, but the white people just keep burning us down. Every time we try to be B1 and separate and build our institutions, build our towns and cities and things like that, build our own government, they always tore it down. I think that white people at this point should we should just take back our power and start rebuilding the cities and in other institutions that was once lost. We need to build a new Black Wall Street, okay? And make sure that it's sustainable. Make sure that we get the government on point with us to not allow people to burn us down. Make laws for people to keep their hands off of us. Okay, because that's the problem. Anytime that we try to build something, it gets torn down. And those two little ladies inside that video with the white man, they are mixing racism up with prejudice. Okay, so they cannot really be racist, because racism is a whole entire structure, a whole entire institution that we do not have control of. White people control that shit, not us. All right, now prejudice, yes, they can be prejudiced against white people, which is what they're talking about, not just liking them because based on the history that they, Black people collectively experience in this country. So yes, they can be prejudiced. I feel that they have the right to be prejudiced, because still to this day, we see a lot of shit happening with Black people. Look at the damn doll that we started the show off with, okay? If that was a little white doll, do you think that Black people would go underneath that post and start talking about, he about to blow down a school, okay, he about to molest some children, or he about to burn up some cats and dogs? We have a lot of heat to bring that way, but we just simply don't do it. We're not that low level in our mindset where we're looking at a little doll, a little white doll, and then all of a sudden we're just going to go to something really negative about that little doll. So Black people have the right, in my mindset, to be as prejudiced as they want to. They cannot be racist, not under this reality, not under this construct that we're living in.
I think that's a really good take. Micah, so why do you think that people direct their frustration at other people instead of the systems that have been put into place for this division?
Because it's an easy target, right? It's an easy target. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, when we are in pain, we look for the fastest, easiest thing to blame rather than just kind of sitting with ourselves and recognizing that maybe we don't necessarily have a problem with like racism and diversity. We have a problem as a human species, to be honest with you.
It is.
We really have to look at this. So even when it comes to the idea of B1, right? To me, it sounds cute. It sounds very cute. My mindset, my thinking, however, is a whole lot higher than B1, right? As much as I love diversity, when I think about my responsibility as a human being and a future parent or whatever or whatnot, right? Creating multi-million-dollar companies, my mind honestly cannot, I refuse to just go like, okay, B1, to me, that's unintelligent thinking. I really do have to go for where's the top talent at? I don't care what skin they're dressed in. Where's the top mind at? Where's the top performance at? Where's the top energy at? I want to see all of it across the planet. And then also, does this energy and does this talent have a problem or issue with responding to an energy like mine that's clothed in dark Black skin? If that's a problem for them, then they don't need to be around. But if I just kind of feel like if I go in a direction of practicing, prejudice, right? If I practice prejudice, that does not, I don't feel like that helps me. I don't feel like that helps my community. I don't feel like that helps my world. It doesn't help my planet. It doesn't help my children. I feel like some of the things that we practice end up being responsive, right? Even negative responses to the things that affect us. And so we just kind of have to, I feel like we need to think higher and think better, do better.
Now, when I said, just to clear up some of my comments, when I said that Black people have the right, like I said, they have the right to be prejudiced. I'm actually not prejudiced because I don't look at people in that manner, okay? But if they have a history that is very negative with a group of people, it's only a natural response to be a certain way in society, okay? Especially when society as a whole did not change and everything remains the same. My thing was they have the right to be prejudiced. Now that does not reflect who I am, but if they want to be that way, I can understand them being that way. It's it's just like if somebody get jumped by a bunch of thugs, you think that they're going to sit there, and if they see a bunch of thugs on the street again, you think they're going to sit there and just go through, walk on the same side of the street as the bunch of thugs? No, they're going to cross the street. Their response is to cross the street. Bottom line.
Mary, your actions. I feel you. I feel your energy. So go ahead, speak on it.
I'm clutching my pearls that are not there today. Oh, yeah, y'all, my rings in my finger. I'm clutching my pearls. I'm clutching my pearls because I think when I decided to start blackwallstreet.com, it was I had the same thinking as Mika. It's Mika, right? Mika. I don't want to pronounce your name, Mika. And there was but I think because I've had so much trauma in my life and trauma in my family, which cuts on a deeper level that you don't even know, when you don't feel safe even within the family that you grew up in. And so to not have a safe space in your home. And so there came this desire to help people that look like me.
That's right.
And that came from where I came from. So y'all see a pretty face, but you don't know what I walked through to be here. Right? So, and then when I studied, because I'm a nerd, I do this shit. Okay. Days in, days out, in the head and books, but head to books, brain to books. That's me. And so when I studied marketing and sales, everybody that I talk to tell you to niche down. Niche down.
Woo!
Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be honest with you. As a little black girl, I don't care how many degrees I got the degrees on the wall. See, Juris Doctorate degree, practice in Texas and New York. But people will still see a pretty face and say, you can't be a lawyer because you're not a fat old white man. Okay. Yeah. So I still get it and have to prove myself. So truthfully, everybody don't want to work with me any fucking way.
Right. That's right. And it can even be your own people. So let's not. Yeah.
Who loves and serve me. And so that's, and it's lucrative. And when I look through, and you can eat, you don't need a million people to be a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in a band where we had to raise money. Well, if you ask 1,000 people give you $1,000, that's $1 million right there. You ain't got to save everybody. Save your niche. Take care of your family. Clean up your house. And if everybody did that, our world would be a much beautiful, better place.
In the words of Michael Jackson, I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Yeah,
exactly.
If you want to make the world take a look at yourself and make a change.
That's right. But listen, but Yolanda, okay, this is all very extremely personal to each and every one of us. We have all had something in our lives that this directly ties to. But Yolanda, I want to hear your thoughts on why do you think that this constant outrage can cost us our focus and our productivity? So what does it mean that we move forward? We got the Mary Sunshine, we every day we get up, we say the positive things, we do that, but there is still an outrage in us. And when that happens, it costs us in focus and productivity. So I would love to hear your thoughts on that, Yolanda. I mean, how do we balance that when we are actually seeing things every single day that we have to overcome and keep moving forward on?
Yeah. So when you say it costs us productivity to who? Ourselves or these corporations? Because
that's on you. You answer that. That's a good one.
Okay. So productivity to ourselves, of course. Let me tell you something. And this is, again, talking about, quoting Michael Jackson, look at the man in the mirror and ask him to make that change. Okay. Because if we focus on low level shit, we will get low level results. Okay. So if you want to focus on your money and, elevating yourself, then that's what you should do so that you will never, ever lose out on anything energetically. That's the thing. You have to look at yourself. Okay. Look at the man in the mirror. So that you'll never lose any type of money. I'm not sure if I'm understanding the question totally, because there's so many angles to that. Like,
it's a deep question.
Yeah, if you focus on low level stuff, you will always lose out. Just like those people who sat there and typed up all that negative shit under that little boy's that little doll's Target commercial or advertisement. I bet you they lost money doing that. You know what I'm saying? I bet you they lost some brain cells, money, and also they exerted their energy in the wrong way. They lost time too, which time is the most important currency of them all. But they lost time, okay? Focusing on something negative when they should have utilized that time to focus on something positive, So, and also,
Yes.
yeah, and these corporations, when they bring out something that is like so negative and so insensitive, because I know that there are a lot of corporations back in the day used to always, um, they'll have like for instance, I went into a store, they had cotton and rope next to each other at a store, and I have a picture of it. I'll send to you. Cotton and rope, and I said, "Wow!" So they expect for me just to go in there and purchase it. They're losing money because they're being so stupid and outright racist. Okay. So they'll lose money that way. A lot of people will protest against that because they will see that it is wrong, especially people who have evolved. Even dumbass people who haven't evolved wouldn't go in there and buy no cotton and no rope. They don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So they're just going to lose money. They're losing out on their racism and their prejudice. Bottom line.
Well, we see that with Target. We see that
Yeah,
with Target.
the same thing with Target. Target is getting hit left and right because they are so dumb to not include us. Okay, for them to like deny us, for them to take away from us. Now they're being taken away from, and it's just a law of like polarity. What you give back is what everything needs to
Yeah.
balance itself out. Okay, and also karma. What you give back, and you'll get back. Bottom line.
3 times. Three
Bottom-
times.
That's
Three
another
times
thing.
over.
So, Lala, I just answered that question in a sense. What you give out is what you're going to give back. That's just
Yeah.
bottom line. I just answered the question.
Yes, you did. And you answered it very well, sister. Hey, listen, we got another video. So let's check this video out and get back into the conversation.
I am racist. And you are. Don't be disrespectful.
You ruining your life.
Suck it.
None. Don't deserve no respect at all. You Hispanic ass people don't deserve nothing in America. You understand? Nothing, bitch. You don't even deserve to sit around me, bitch. You understand that shit? You don't deserve nothing out this motherfucker. You dirty bitch. You dirty, uneducated bitch. You, bitch. You. You don't deserve to be around me. I'm being respectful, bitch. You can get the fuck up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Nah. Now you gotta get up. Get the fuck up. Get up. Get up, bitch. Now you stand up, ho. Yep. Now you stand up. Now you stand the fuck up, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Know where you at in America. We ain't in your country, we in my country, bitch. Yeah, sit over there with your people, bitch. Yeah, with your people.
Ooh, y'all working my whole
God,
entire
oh my
heart today. Y'all working my whole entire heart today. Micah, how does division like this stop us from collaborating that also could hold us back financially?
Okay, straight up. As a human species, right? We
Yeah.
think that diamonds, cash, gold are the ultimate prizes and the ultimate treasures on this planet. And what we miss is that the ultimate treasure on the planet is other human beings. If you think about it, in the ancient days, okay, and even still today, people travel and spend tons of money to go all the way on other sides of the world to capture the essence and the experience of other people who do not look like them, who live life different than them, to learn their stories, to learn their culture, to actually go and appreciate it, right? We are missing it. So that's where it costs us. So when I see a racist person, this is why I can't get mad at anybody. I've dealt with racism from everybody, even black people, Mexican, Asian, white people. It doesn't matter. So I really do judge a person by their character versus the color of their skin, right? All I do when I see stuff like that, whether it was the white lady or the black lady, I think, wow, what an unfortunate person. What a sad person. I think about all the things that they're missing out on. I think about all the opportunities that they're missing, all the friendships that they're missing, all of the business connections and leverages that they're missing because they are locked mentally and emotionally in that BS, right? And cannot get out of it. I'm just like, wow, that sucks. That is the only way that they feel powerful, and it's not sustainable because they also need to pull others into that toxicity, right? To keep it going. And God forbid they can't find anybody. Only then do they feel shame.
Yeah. You
So
are a
it's
reflection of how you treat other people. You
right,
are the reflection. So look at how that lady treated that girl. Because she feels so low in society herself
right,
as a Black woman. That's why
right,
she treated her like that. If that woman felt good about herself and she had some high self-esteem, you think that she would have got on that train and did that to that lady? No, she would
right,
not have. She would have left that lady the fuck alone because she is
right.
secure. That woman
So
hates herself.
right, right. And so if you think, people always want to talk about Hitler, but what I pay attention to is that Hitler didn't accomplish what he did by himself.
Exactly.
That's why we have a responsibility to look at ourselves, like Mary said earlier. Again, we constantly have to pay attention to that man in the mirror. So
Mhm.
I can't continue to allow myself to be distracted by stuff like this. My key word, even for 2026 coming up, is lock in. That's it. Face to what I'm doing. Because if I allow this stuff that comes on my social media feed, notice they're feeding it to us all the time.
Yes, they are.
Racism happened here, racism happened there. You suck here, you suck there. Like you're not good enough here, and this happened there. If you don't shut that stuff off and pay attention to your journey and what you're doing, you're gonna miss it. The people who are counting on you to flourish in your destiny, they're gonna miss what you were supposed to be bringing, right? So we have to stop and we have to lock in. And if those people want to stay where they're at and burn, because that's what they're
Leave
going
them
to do,
outside the door.
it's not
Leave them
sustainable.
outside the door. That's what I
Right.
say. And it could
They're
be
going to
anybody.
burn.
It could be family. And that's what I had to lock into this year. If they are not for you, I don't care if you're blood or not. You are outside of this circle and there you shall stay. I do want to say this, Mike, I love your whole point on that. But I also want y'all to remember, here's a quick fact that a lot of people don't know, is that Hitler and the Nazis came to America to see how our Blacks were being treated in the South. That's where they got the systems from to take
I'm
back
aware.
to where they were,
I'm
to
aware.
build on that.
Nazis thought that what was going on in America was too extreme.
Yes, too extreme.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mary. We can't hear you. You're really low.
Okay, I have a question for the beautiful ladies on the panel because I don't know. So correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Hitler say that America was going to suffer because of the way she's treating the Blacks?
Early on, he did, but then
Yeah.
he took the playbook.
Jews.
The playbook said, "Okay, we're gonna do this over here on a different level."
And then to the Jews, but because he acknowledged Black people, he said America's is gonna be in trouble because she treats the Blacks.
Yeah, but then again, we're seeing it every day. I mean, but once again, we are seeing fascism in real time.
No, the fact
Micah,
that people on the train didn't defend that woman is very troubling as well.
That's troubling to me. That's troubling to me.
Yeah, they are complicit in her treatment as well too. Okay, it was just that was so disgusting. I know if I were there, I would have defended her. That's just in my nature. I would have called the cops and held that.
Yeah, I'm not a sit by type of chick.
And tell that Spanish lady, go press charges. She put her hands on you. Go press charges. Straight up.
Exactly. Michael, you had something to say.
I'm sorry.
Michael, you had something to say as well.
Oh yeah, it's okay. I can't remember what it is at the moment.
I'm sorry, Mama.
No, because Yolanda hit it right on the head. Part of the problem is you are the problem if you sit back and you're silent. You are part of the problem. Get your bitch ass up and say something. You wouldn't want somebody doing that to your mama, your sister, or whatever. But you're going to sit there and watch someone do that to someone else. Listen, we got another video.
Oh,
Lord,
I
let me get my heart
remember.
ready. Go ahead.
We America is paying for what it's done to Black people, because look at the state that it is in right now. So here's what happened, and I explain this to people all the time. The only reason why things ever even changed for Black people in this country is because people who didn't look like us had to wake up and ask themselves, is this the type of country that I want to live in? And when they decided that this isn't the type of place I want to live in, and this is why, and they started also helping to push for things to change, that's when things changed. Now they're faced again with that same decision. I'm glad this stuff that our president, right? I'm glad he brought this up again, because it needed to come up. So for those of you that were blind, now look at your country. Now pay attention. Now you in this generation have to ask yourselves the same question. Is this the nation that you want to live in, like this? And if not, what are you going to do about it?
Exactly. That starts in your own home. It starts with you. It starts with what you're teaching your children and what you're doing in your community. It starts within. You can't make a difference worldwide if you don't start with your own self. We have another video, and Lord, I don't know if I need to have my drink right now or later. We're going to check this video out, and then we're going to get back for final thought.
Yeah, I am racist.
Are you serious?
None.
I do feel like our country is dividing a lot more than it was before. The left-right division has always been there, but what has happened in the last 2 years? George Floyd happened. All the Asian violence happened. Like, a lot of things have happened socially that have like split our country a lot more. We're in this weird place. Theoretically, we're trying to highlight and celebrate the differences in all of us and to help everyone educate each other on why these differences are awesome. But there's this fine line that I think we have not grasped, which is like there's this other wave where it's like people are kind of saying like, you and I are different, we're not the same, you will never understand, you will never be blah blah blah. If the goal was like mutual understanding and mutual kind of shared everything, I think what's really happening is that there's a lot of you versus me. There's a lot of this kind of crackage.
There actually is strength in diversity. I don't care what you say. It really is. There's nothing wrong with being proud of your own community, your own self. You are who you came from. There is nothing wrong with that. But if we continue to stay divided, we'll never get any kind of unity whatsoever. You need to understand and respect other people's struggles. You're not the only one in the world who has been through them. And that's just how I feel about that. And I think that young lady is right. I'm going to read a couple of stats, though, before we actually get into final thoughts, because, you know, Lana loves the stats. And we've got some really great comments. I haven't even got much to the comments. But before we go on to final thoughts, we're going to look at the stats and I'm going to hit some comments. Major analysis found that racial inequality and discrimination reduced U.S. GDP by more than 16 trillion over the past couple of decades. Money the economy never earned because of talent and opportunity. The racial wealth gap remains huge. Median net worth for white families is much higher than Black or Hispanic families. The U.S. Department of Treasury, white households grew their wealth faster. We definitely know that for sure. 80% of U.S. adults say Americans are greatly divided on most important values, while only 18% feel the country is united. And this perception has reached record highs. Wow. These are just like I don't know how to feel today. I'm in this little thing right now. I'm in this little bubble. I'm in my feelings. A share of U.S. adults say there is at least some discrimination against Black, Hispanic, Asian, Arab, and Muslim people, with around 80% recognizing discrimination against many groups. We are seeing that now. The hot seat right now is Somalians, because they have been called out and they have been called out as a target. I'm going to read a couple of these comments that we have before we move on, guys, because we really have had a great conversation and many people have said some things that I want to make sure that we touch on. Deborah said we must know Black history and the history of America, because Wahides who are claiming to be from America are just recognized only about 80 years ago or less, excluding Jews, Irish, and Italian. Armando says it's okay when they do it. When we do it, they call it racism.
Thank you.
Deborah also says Black people are most amazing, brilliant, loving, talented, caring, intuitive people on the planet. I cannot disagree with that. I cannot. And then we have Jasmine, who has had some really great comments. Jasmine, I see you. We just was talking so much, honey, but you put some really good comments in as well. She said, I understand the subtle racial laws cause lasting psychological and lasting wounds. But until we stop the culture of secrecy within our families, nothing will change from the value level. I have to agree with that. And then we have many B1s here. Listen, we have so many things to overcome, but it doesn't mean that we can't. So I'm going to ask for everybody's final thoughts. Yolanda, I'm going to start with you. What are your final thoughts and where can we find you?
My final thoughts is racism, again, is an institution. It's just an institution. It's built in the American fabric. It will never end until white people collectively end it. I don't think it's anybody's else's job to end racism. White people have to look at the man in their mirrors, okay, and decide that they want a better society for all. But I don't think that's ever going to happen because, power is just not given away. It has to be taken away, unfortunately. That's just the law of nature. Anywho, guys, you can reach me at mwhitney.com. Reach me for some insurance. If you need any type of insurance, we can insure your pinky toe. Right now, it's the holidays. Give the gift of life insurance to a family member. It's a great tool to save some money and to also invest. So give me a call and also visit my website and, let a sister hook you up. But anywho, yeah, that's my last thought.
Absolutely love that. Please make sure that you do check out Yolanda because she can cover your pinky toe or anything that you need covered. So go ahead and get that taken care of because you're going to be in good hands. Mary Dean, my sunshine, I would love to hear your final thoughts and where we can find you.
Division is expensive. I agree with that. I agree with that. I think that united united we are stronger, and division we're weaker. But I guess that's who you are united with. And so at the end of the day, love begins at home. And I think that if we spend a better time, like I said, oh gosh, one of the things that I say in business all the time is that, especially now in 2025, Black people don't want for nothing. We have 1 trillion in spending power. We have resources. We have ingenuity. We have melanin. We have magic oozing out of our mouths when we sing, moving through our body when we dance, coming out into the world through inventions. We have all the things. The only thing that we don't have is each other. So yes, division is expensive. Love begins at home because every business is made up of people, relationships. Relationships make businesses, just like relationships build families. And so if the relationships are strong, the business can be strong. Mary Dean Esquire at thewallstreetlawyer.com, and support my movement at blackwallstreet.com because Black wealth is critical to Black power.
I can't say that any better than that. That is just a strong statement. Please make sure that you go and support Mary, our Mary Sunshine. Micah, what is your final thoughts and where can we find you?
Awesome. So My final thought is really for everyone to please make sure that you're not carrying hate within yourself. Make sure that you are not carrying fear within yourself. Most importantly, make sure that if you're a person of color, the responses that you have to racism, that they're healthy responses. And you're not turning around and thinking in your mind that you need to turn around and go ahead and practice the same thing. You're just going to lock yourself up. And you're going to lock your community up and your family up. Okay. Um, with that said, for those of you that are interested, I would really love for you to join me in my community at herpayday.com. If you are interested in increasing your AI skill set, okay, when it comes to marketing and product development, so that you can be on the right trajectory for 2026 in your business, I would love to have you. Go and visit the website. You can sign up today for a 7-day free trial. Get in, take a look around, message me, find out where we can help and assist you, and I'd be happy to work with you.
I'm part of that community. And Micah, the video that I made the other day is going to make you laugh. I'm going to have to send it to you because I don't know what happened, but AI didn't like me yesterday. So please make sure if you want to get in on learning how all this stuff is, please do join her community. It is a lovely and very educational community. Go today. And she said there's a 7-day trial. Please make sure that you go and do that today. Now, here's what Lala's got to say. I've had to go to therapy over this shit. Period. I've carried things in my heart as a little old Pisces with the sensitivities that I have. I've gotten it from both sides of the community. And when you have that and you're a sensitive person, you're learning how to be a strong person. It costs you in a lot of things. It not only costs you financially, but it costs you in your own self development, because a lot of the times you are wasting time on what other people think about you when it doesn't matter, because in reality, what they think about you is not your reality. Get out of your head and learn to teach your children to do better, because the children are the ones that are going to carry it forward. Watch what you say to them. Be very careful how you show people love out in the community. Sometimes we say things under our breath that our children are listening to, and they shouldn't be. So watch your tongue, watch your mind, and make sure that you help our children be better in this next movement forward. Listen, I want to announce something today. Today is our last show of 2025. We are going to be taking a hiatus until January the 15th, Dr. Martin Luther King's Day, 2026. So whatever holiday you are celebrating, because we are a diverse country, we want to make sure that you have a beautiful time with your family, and we wish you so much love. But one thing I don't want you to leave here without knowing is that we appreciate you. As we move on into this new year, we know that we have dedicated people here like Dennis and Mitchell, Armando, Anonymous, Dr. Vibe, Ray, Deborah. We have so many people that come here every day, and I feel like you're family to me, and we appreciate you so very, very much. My producer's telling me to wait. I don't know what I'm waiting for. What did I do? Did I do something wrong? Let me get the note real quick. Oh, we are officially on. Oh, okay. I got that all wrong. What? We are on hiatus this Monday, which is the 15th. I thought we were taking the holiday off. Okay. Ignore what I just said, because Lala just went all wrong. Can you tell she's in the holiday spirit? We're not going to have a show on Monday. Okay.
I was like, yay!
Not right. She says starting Monday, we are going to do a hiatus. I'm sorry. Just look, the replays are real, and so is Spotify. We're going to be on hiatus until the 1st of the year, not the 15th. But listen, y'all still can go to Spotify if you've missed any of our shows, and make sure that you download them and take us on your journey, your jogging, your everything. Listen, we still do appreciate you. Just ignore Lala, because this was a very deep show, but division doesn't make us safer, y'all. It doesn't make us richer, and it doesn't move us forward. If we want better outcomes, We need better conversations such as today, stronger collaborations, and a willingness to see each other as human, because unity isn't just a moral issue. It also is a financial one. So thank you to our amazing panel, my sisters here. I love you very much. I hope y'all have such a beautiful, beautiful holiday. We will see you at the first of the year, y'all. Be blessed. Bye.
Shimona.